Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul, the podcast where we explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between when it comes to a woman's life, her health, and all aspects of navigating the midlife landscape. I'm your host, Susan Lopresti, and today I'm coming on to talk about a topic which I have talked about before, but I just wanted to share my own personal experience. So, what I'm talking about is the importance of social connection as we're getting older. And what I mean by that is staying connected to friends and family, not isolating yourself in your home. And I know that during COVID, it was very terrible, and we were forced to do that. And it actually crippled a lot of people. And I know that from talking to a lot of my friends, their moms or their elders really declined in mental acuity during COVID because they were isolated. They weren't able to get together with their friends. They weren't able to be with their family. And especially for an older person, it's really difficult because they're not up on technology and Zoom and all of that. And it's foreign to them. And a lot of seniors didn't even want to try and learn something new. And it actually hurt them. So I wanted to come on today to talk about that because just the other day, I got together with my very first friend that I met when I moved to Bayside 40 years ago. My friend Gina and I used to ride the Long Island Railroad into the city every day, into Manhattan to our jobs. And I had never rode the railroad before. I always rode the subway when I lived in Brooklyn. But this was different because every day at the same time, hopefully, if the trains were running, the train would be on a schedule. And you knew that the 8:06 was leaving from Auburndale every morning, Monday through Friday. That was the weekday schedule. And so, what happens with a situation like that is that most people will take the same train every single day that gets them to work on time. Some people take an earlier train, some people don't have to be in at 9, they may take a later train. But the 8:06 was the train that I took every day to get in for 9 o'clock. And my friend Gina, who I didn't know at the time, she used to sit in the same car that I sat in every day. And so after a while of seeing each other every single day, 5 days a week, we would start chit-chatting on the train. And sure enough, I learned a lot about her. She is 10 years older than me. She grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in Brooklyn, so we had that similarity. She was a mom of two. I was recently married. Don't forget, she's 10 years older than me. So she was 10 years ahead of me on that. And we just really hit it off. We really did. And that 10-year difference, it sort of separated us in a way because she would be helping her daughters take care of their kids, and I was raising my kids. So we weren't always together, but we always stayed connected. And at least a couple of times a year, we would see each other or talk on the phone or have breakfast at the diner or do something. So I had been thinking about her, and she had been thinking about me. And one night, my phone rings. It's like 8 o'clock, and I see her name, and I answer. I go, Gina, I know this sounds cliche, but I have been thinking about you, and I've been wanting to call you. And she, me too, Susan. We haven't seen each other. Anyway, long story short, excuse my voice. I think I'm losing it. But long story short was we decided to meet at Panera. And we met the very next day at 2:30 in the afternoon, and we both got a latte. And I don't know if it was the caffeine or that we haven't seen each other in a long time, but the conversation just flowed from one topic to the other, to the other, to the other. And it was like we had so much to catch up on. And it was such a wonderful 3 hours that we sat in Panera. Nobody bothered us to move. And we just caught up like, and we just pick up where we left off the last time, really. And so when I left her that day, I was thinking how blessed I am to have a friend like that, that is easy peasy, where, you know, we know there's no hard feelings, even if we don't talk to each other for 6 months or 8 months. We just understand each other, that we're both busy. And it's great. And that's a great kind of friendship to have because it's easy peasy. There's no hassle, there's no bullshit, there's no animosity, there's no jealousy, there's no nothing, right? She's just pure and I'm pure with her. And it's a wonderful relationship. And so I wanted to talk about it today because I always say that one of the ways of staying healthy is to stay connected. And if your friends are not reaching out to you to say, let's get together, let's have a cup of tea, let's go for a walk, let's have a coffee, let's meet for breakfast, let's meet for lunch, let's meet for dinner, whatever it is, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You could go take a walk and connect that way. You could sit in Panera and have a $5 cup of coffee and not be forced to eat anything else and just spend your time with your friend. And what it does, it's socially engaging. So you're catching up and telling your friend about what's been going on in your life. And then they reverse it and they tell you, and this, and maybe not everything is great. There may be things that are sad. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, how did you get through it? I mean, it's life, right? So you never know what the other person is going to tell you. But connection keeps us with a purpose. And as we're getting older, and if you're retired and you don't have a second gig that you're doing, or a hobby, or whatever it is, you can start to get bored. And when you get bored, usually you're not doing anything that's stimulating and exciting. And that's when you'll start to notice your health deteriorating. It could be maybe your mind goes first a little bit, where you're a little bit more forgetful, not as quick on recall of names, or you just don't have the stamina that you used to. And you also don't have probably something to look forward to, like getting together with friends, reconnecting. And it's great. And so this summer really has been a summer of connecting with a lot of old friends. And it started back in July. My high school girlfriends, we always try to get together at least once a year. And one of my friends was generous enough to host this year at her house. Her husband was making brick oven pizzas. They are unbelievable cooks and chefs and hosts. So gracious, so giving, so warm. And it was such a delightful, beautiful day. And not only that, I got to ride to the get together and back with another friend of mine, that we really are so busy that we don't have time to talk all the time. But we were going from Brooklyn to Staten Island. And so we had that time in the car, just the two of us, to catch up on some things until, we got to my friend's house, where there were about 20 of us ladies that graduated the same year. And some we weren't expecting. So that was even more of a blast. And it was such a great day. And when I was driving home, I was still reliving it and laughing at some conversations that I was involved in that was so silly or funny or, just hysterical, just light-hearted fun. And we need that. We need that for feeling rejuvenated, feeling young at heart, right? You may have some aches and pains, but when you get together with good friends and you enjoy the day or the evening and you're laughing and everyone's getting along and there's no animosity, there's no hard feelings, there's no underlying current, anything like that. It is such a joy. It is such a pleasure. And these are the things that are going to keep you young. And I recently heard a podcast, and the woman was in her 80s, and she said that if no one invites you to get together, then you have to take it upon yourself to invite others to get together with you. So you initiate the get together. Either do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to go to the diner for breakfast? Do you want to take a walk by the lake? Whatever it is, if people are not reaching out to you, reach out to them. You make the initiative. These are the things that keep you looking forward to something, right? When you wake up in the morning and you have no direction and you have no idea what your plan for the day is, you wander around and you waste valuable time doing nonsense stuff instead of having clear-cut direction. That's why I personally believe that we should never fully retire. If you don't want to work for money, volunteer. Do something that you love to do. Volunteer doing it. If you love to cook, volunteer to cook at a nursing home or teach cooking classes at a nursing home, whatever it could be. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. But by staying connected, by staying young, by continuing to learn new things, you always have something to look forward to. And all of these things are with other people. So again, I'm talking about connection, true social connection, not Zoom connection, but true one-on-one, look at each other in the eye, have a conversation, an in-depth conversation, something meaningful with someone who you truly care about, or be there for someone who's going through something traumatic. Things happen. And so be there in good times and in bad. And the connections that you make are so valuable. They give you life purpose, especially as we're getting older and we're no longer working, and maybe we don't have a busy schedule or the amount of people in our lives that we once had. So you have to continue to reach out. You be the one. If other people are not reaching out, you take the initiative. You reach out. You make plans. You invite. You have a dinner party. Whatever it is, you have to stay connected. Those are the things that keep your mind active. You'll have laughter. You'll have in-depth conversation. You'll probably learn something new from what someone tells you. So it's just engaging. It's engaging and it's necessary if you want to stay healthy and thrive for many years to come. So I just wanted to throw that out to you. So if you find yourself isolated a lot, where you're not getting together with friends, you're not getting together with family, and people are not calling, so reach out to that someone and say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while. How are things going? Is everything okay? I just wanted to check in, make sure that everything is good. And you touch base like that. And so it could be very simple, where you just meet for a cup of coffee or take a walk, like I said, or you could host a dinner party or some kind of fun event in some way, or invite someone to go to the movies or go see a show, whatever it is. Make the initiative if no one's reaching out to you, and make it a practice that at least once a month or twice a month, you have something on your calendar that you have to look forward to, something that's fun and exciting, not something like a doctor's appointment. I mean, by all means, keep your doctor's appointments, but that's not the kind of fun that I'm talking about. I want you to be able to look forward to an upcoming event that you know is going to be great. You want to get something snazzy to wear, or you want to look your best, and you just want to prepare for this occasion and look forward to it, and then create memories around it. And that's what's going to keep you young. Okay, that's all for today. I just wanted to jump on, give you a little snippet of wellness tips. And so my wellness tip for today is stay connected. Thank you for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you think that this episode could benefit someone who you know and love, someone perhaps who isolates themselves and doesn't reach out and hang out with people, forward this episode to them so there's may light a little spark under them and say, you know what? I am going to call so and so. And you'll see how much greater they will feel, especially while they're sitting there talking and they're one-on-one. And it's just wonderful. It's wonderful. And it's what we need as humans. We are designed to be together in groups. We're not designed to be isolated. So thank you again. If you think this episode could benefit anyone that you know and love, share it out with them. If you don't already subscribe to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe so that the next time that I drop an episode, you could come and listen. Also, you can go to my website, www.susanlopresti.com, and from there you could schedule a free 30-minute health assessment with me. You're under no obligation to continue. You might have some kind of a health challenge that you just want to ask me a question about, or whatever it is. I'm happy to help if I can. And so you could go to my website. From there, you could read my blog. You could have access to all my episodes of my podcast. You could see all of my coaching programs that I have available. You'll also learn a little bit more about me. And so with that, I just want to say again, thank you. And until the next time, be well, stay happy, and bye for now. Take good care, everyone.